For a chef, there is no greater honor than a Michelin star. Fortunately, there are many Indian chefs all around the world who now have Michelin stars. But there is only one Indian chef who cooks Indian food anywhere in the world who has 2 Michelin stars. And it's my great pleasure today to talk to Himanshu Saini. Come along, Himanshu. You got your 2nd Michelin star last year.
Yes, sir.
Were you expecting it?
Heart was expecting it, but the mind was in denial, because we've known a bit of history with the Indian restaurants.
Tell me about khichdi.
We came up with the idea of doing the khichdi dish because I was seeing a show on Netflix, Raja Rasoi and Kahaniyan.
Right.
It's narrated by Pushpesh Pant, so you get connected with it instantly. And then he was mentioning about khichdi, the way he was describing it. Immediately
It appealed to you.
It appealed to me, and I said, it's probably the dish which we need to take it from strength to strength.
But your khichdi is a national khichdi. You take elements from all over India. How did that happen?
I was asking questions to myself that, okay, this is one dish where you can add so many ingredients on the table side. You can talk about so many ingredients from different parts of India.
Now, the other unusual thing about your dish is that though you make it with flavors from all over India, the rice is always the same. You always use Dawat's traditional basmati rice, which, I mean, it's wonderful rice and I love the way it grows,
Yeah.
especially when you cook it. But it's not a rice you always associate with khichdi.
Yes.
So why did you choose basmati?
Just because of the flavors and the aroma it can bring into the dish. The sweetness, which I believe works really well with my dish. There's also some earthy scents to it. It's a bit floral, has a nutty flavor to it.
Okay.
And of course the bite of it. It gives me the longevity of grains, it gives me the aroma, it gives me the flavor. And it just ticks all the boxes which I need for a dish of a rice.
I'm going to give you the obvious problem with that, which is we think of khichdi as being cooked in clumps.
Yes.
Basmati is a rice that grows with each grain separate, particularly when you cook it.
Yes.
So how does that kind of basmati go with the idea of a khichdi?
We are serving it in a restaurant, so we have to make some efforts to it to stand out the ingredients. And that's why we take up this challenge of cooking it with basmati. We prepare the rice with the drainage method, and then we try to keep the starch of rice separately. And then we prepare the pate with the lentils. We use the pate, we add lots of starch of rice, and then in the end we finish with the rice which is just folded in the khichdi.
And then you take it to the table.
And then we take it to the table.
That's a very unusual way of making khichdi.
Yes, it's just, I think it's a respect you are giving to the produce.
Yeah.
It's a respect you are giving to the basmati.
Yeah. You want to preserve the structure and the grains of this rice, correct?
Yes, sir.
You take the rice and you cook it in the normal way, which, like all good basmati, and this is a traditional basmati, the basmati gives out starch and that's in the water. Now, most of us just throw away that water. The only chef I know who values that water is Heston Blumenthal, because he takes that stock, basmati stock, and he adds it to the stock in a risotto, because he says there's something special about basmati.
Yes.
You're the second chef who does that.
Yes.
Okay, so you're going to cook this for us.
Yes, let's do it. So I'm here to present my signature dish, which is a khichdi of India. And we are preparing this with the Dawat basmati rice. So we start preparing this dish with just soaking the rice now. So now we're going to wash, rinse and soak the rice. The important tip for this recipe is that you don't have to rinse it several times, because we want to keep the starch intact in the rice, because in the end we'll be finishing it with lots of ghee and butter. It's time when we soak the rice for 15 to 20 minutes. We have this boiling water here, salt, drops of cooking oil. So now I'm going to put the rice in this rolling boiling water. Carefully we add the rice. We intend to boil this till it's 90% cooked, because we want to retain some texture also. And now we're going to start with preparing our lentils. The clarified butter, ghee, cumin seed, chopped ginger, chopped garlic, some chopped onions. a bit of green chili, tomatoes, some turmeric, red chili powder, coriander powder, and a little bit of salt. So, water so our masala doesn't burn. We're going to add some cumin powder. The rice is almost ready, so I'm just going to quickly stain the rice here. So our boiled rice is ready, and I'm really amazed with how it comes out. It's really bright and white. You look at the size, you look at the fluffiness, the aroma of it is really beautiful. Now in our next step, add the lentils to it. Now the lentils are done, and we're just going to make a pate as I mentioned, and I'm going to blend my lentils. This is the starch which we got out of the basmati rice. We're going to use this starch, a couple of ladle. Now we're going to add ghee. So now we're going to add the rice to the dish carefully. Fold the rice, some chopped coriander. And now we're just going to finish this with a squeeze of lemon. So our bowl of khichdi is ready now. I'm super happy to see the grains of basmati intact. It's fluffy. You can see the size of it, the length of it, the sweet aroma which is coming out of it is really just mind-blowing.
Okay, so this is it, huh?
Yes, sir.
So what do you do now?
Khichdi means mixture of many ingredients.
Correct.
And it's probably one dish which is cooked in every part of our country.
Yes.
But every household, every region, every state has their own set of ingredients to make this preparation. And that's why we bring in the map of India,
Okay.
where we lay out 20 ingredients from different states. So when we add everything and when we mix and eat it, with every spoonful you get a different ingredient, and every spoonful is a different experience.
Okay, so let's start. How do you do this?
We start with the saffron here. Kadai masala, the Kher Sangre achar from Rajasthan, papaya chutney from Gujarat, garlic chutney from Maharashtra, curry leaves from Karnataka, pink peppercorns from Kerala, Madras gunpowder from Tamil Nadu, a blend of spice, we get this from Telangana. And then we've got the gongura, sesame seeds from Chhattisgarh, chironji from Orissa, then we've got kasundi, chana jor, we get it from Bihar, apricots, the mango pickle from Uttar Pradesh, chili from Assam, bamboo shoots from Nagaland, pickled ginger. It all blends together, and here we have a unified bowl of khichdi from India.
Let me try a bit with, say, the lasan chutney. Of course, it's wonderful. It's one of the best khichdi, probably the best khichdi I've ever eaten. So what I like is you've kept the rice.
Yes.
You can taste the rice.
You can
have the bite.
Yes.
You have all of that makes basmati so special.
Yeah.
Okay, now you can mix it.
Yes.
You can see the grains.
You can see the grains.
So what you've really got is a dish that respects ingredients.
Yes.
That's one of the problems with Indians and basmati, I find, because we get so much of it in India, we take it for granted. We don't realize how much flavor, how much value it has, and how we should preserve that taste and bite. This is completely amazing. It tastes wonderful.
Yeah.
You can taste the dal.
Yeah.
You can taste the rice.
Yes.
You can feel the rice. The mouthfeel is the rice.
Yeah.
You can taste the fat, of course, which is
Yeah.
important.
Yeah.
And all these ingredients.
All these ingredients.
It's really soul food. Huh? What is it you said was your last thing, your tortellini? Warm hug.
Hug in a bowl.
Achha, mere liye, this is the warm hug. So there you have it. One of the world's greatest Indian chefs making one of the world's most basic dishes, khichdi, a dish that's centuries old, a dish that sums up what Indian food is about. But he's made it differently. He's made it by inventing his own method, a method that respects not just India's heritage, but also India's ingredients, chiefly India's basmati.